Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto got harem with Tia, Nel, Soi Fon, Yoruichi? Part 2. If you want more awesome fan fiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, so without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Naruto yawned as he woke up. Ichigo had a little run-in with a low-level hollow. Nothing the kid can't handle. And now has his very own Soul Reaper powers. Good for him. But now presents a problem, well, one more to add to Naruto's list, because now he is in the cleavage of Nel's chest. Not a bad place to be, but he didn't want to die if she got mad and decided to kill him. It would hurt if she tried. He didn't want her to go Super Centaur mode on him and try to stomp on his balls. Soon she yawned. Naruto. What are you doing in my bed? She asked innocently. Nel, this is my bed, remember? Your bed is the nice fancy one in the other room. Naruto said, looking her in the eyes. To avoid looked elsewhere. She looked around a bit. Oh. Sorry. She hit herself on the head. Well, let's get up so we can get to class. He smiled. Again trying to not look at her friends. Okay. She happily said and then ran into NaruHarem's room. NaruHarem. What's for lunch? Nel yelled. Naruto sighed. Nel still as childish as ever. But he was glad that NaruHarem and Nel were as close as sisters as you could get with being blood related. But blood relations are overrated. He smiled, but for some reason he knew that there will be one hell of a headache coming for him. But for the life of him, he couldn't figure out what. Soul Society Captain Commander's room. Captain Commander Yamamoto was still remembered the story that Captain Soi Fon told. Naruto Uzumaki, I remember you, he looked up. He was looking at 12 pictures, each one had a captain's cloak under them. You took from me my only friends, Naruto. Flashback. 800 years ago. In a captain's meeting, Yamamoto was waiting for the last member of the last of 13 captains. His friend of the 2nd Division, Captain Yan Shihoin. It isn't like Captain Shihoin to be late from a training exercise. One of the other captains said aloud. Don't worry so much, Captain Kitsukage. He can handle anything that any hollow can throw his way. Another captain said to him. Captain Commander. A Soul Reaper ran in like a bat out of hell. Why are you here? Where is Captain Shihoin? Yamato asked. Sir. Captain Shihoin needs help. He is fighting a hollow right now. It's too powerful. We need help. How can one hollow be so powerful that a captain can't face beat it? One of the other captains asked. I don't know, but he needs help now. The Soul Reaper yelled. Then we will answer. We leave immediately. Flash forward at the battle site. Real world USA Death Valley. The Soul Reaper was hit and fell a good ways away. Now, is that all you got? A gruff sounding voice came from the hollow. The hollow was humanoid, but was fox-like. It had 9 tails and looked like the skeleton of a fox. His head was the skull of a fox with the top half as a helmet, and the jaw of the skull covered the lower half of the face. All around the desert were Soul Reapers. Only one was standing. He was Captain Yan Shihoin. I've underestimated you, monster, but no more. He said to the hollow. Behind the captain some old doors appeared. What's this? Did you call for backup? The hollow asked the captain. Soon 12 more captains and 12 more vice captains came from the door. All ready to fight. You've came. This guy is way too strong for me alone. Captain Shihoin said in relief. Captain Yan, my old friend, is this hollow really that strong? Yamamoto asked. I wouldn't need your help if it wasn't. He said to them. Don't talk about me as if I'm not here. I came looking for a fight. But sadly I find them and no challenge. The hollow shrugged. I guess I'll just go and find some rat to kill. They do tend to put up a fight when their life hangs in the balance. They manage to so many things. The hollow sounded a little insane. Do not count on it, hollow. One of the other captains yelled at him. We will kill you. He said. Third C. Tretsu, please take the wounded back to the Soul Society. The captain of the 4th Division said to her. Yes, sir. She managed to get all the wounded away from the hollow that had beat them nearly to death. Don't worry about me trying to kill those weaklings. Only you 13 are worth any effort to kill. He said them. Now, prepare to die. Hollow. One of the vice captains charged. No. Wait, you fool. The 2NS Division captain yelled. Goodbye. Was all the hollow said before the Soul Reaper was killed in an instant. Now who dies next? His fox-like claws glistened in the sun's light. We take him together. No heroics. Just one dead hollow. The 3rd captain said to the others. Right. Let's kill this thing. The hollow jumped in the air. This is much more fitting for our fight. Come at me, Soul Reapers, and see how so many of your friends have meet their end. The fox humanoid-like hollow taunted them. Play Treachery Bleach Movie 2 soundtrack. All 13 captains and now 12 vice captains surrounded the hollow. The first 4 to charge were the vice captains of the 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 7th divisions. The Hollow used its claws to cut down the 6th as he was the first to reach him. He was cut in many pieces. The 3rd used his Zanpakuto in Shikai form to try and kill the Hollow. But the fox-like Hollow just sliced off his head. The 7th, using only his Zanpakuto in its sealed form, came from above. But the fox Hollow was bored of his attack. When the Hollow brought down his clawed hand and he was killed. The 5th came from behind the Hollow. She brought down her Zanpakuto, but it dodged her attack. It got behind her, she turned her head slowly in fear. Then she was sliced in 5 pieces. The next of the vice captains were the 2nd, 8th, 10th and 13th. The 8th came first. With his Shikai he tried to stab the heart of the Hollow. It never connected. The Hollow grabbed it and shoved his hand into his heart, killing him instantly. The 13th tried next. He went for the neck from above. The Hollow looked at him and did a zero from its mouth, vaporizing him. The 10th came from right in front of him. The Hollow looked at him like he was stupid. The Hollow sliced him into little bits. The 2nd flash stepped right in front of the Hollow, hopping to kill the monster. But before the blade could touch the Hollow, it was caught by one of the Hollow's fox-like tails. Then each body part of the vice captain and the head was encircled. Then torn off. The gory mess was spread out to the ground. The last 4 vice captains charged in next. The 1st, 4th, 9th and 11th vice captains. The 11th vice captain was above him, the 9th was below, the 4th was behind, and the 1st was in front of the Hollow. The Hollow smirked. Even with its lower mask on you could tell it was a smirk. Hump. Fools. Zero Nova. Red energy erupted all around the Hollow, then spread out, killing all but the vice captain of the 1st division. The Hollow was on him in a heartbeat. Then his claw came down and killed the vice captain. Next. The Hollow turned to the now vice captain-less captains. All of them but the captain commander released their Shikai. To attack the Hollow that killed their vice captains. 4 captains surrounded the Hollow. The 3rd, 4th, 7th and 10th division captain attacked first. The first one to reach the Hollow was the captain of the 3rd division. He had a simple-looking katana Shikai. But it became inflamed before it attacked the Hollow. The Hollow just put 2 tails into him, then spread him apart, but not before the captain drew blood from the tail. But he was killed. The next one was the captain of the 7th division. He had a Chinese blade-like Shikai. His blade thick but not strong enough, as the Hollow broke it and pierced his neck with his claws. He was died. The following captain was the captain of the 10th division. His Shikai was that of a broadsword. The Hollow cut through that, then kicked him in the head, crushing it. Blood and brain matter leaked from the destroyed skull. Then the 4th division captain tried to attack from behind with his short sword. But the armor on the Hollow proved too much for it, and it broke. The shock was short-lived, as the Hollow did a 360-degree turn and killed the man before he could blink. The Hollow watched as the 4 captains he just killed fell to the ground. All 4 deaths took place in a minute or so. Now granted, they were harder to kill than the other weaklings. But come on. Give me something to kill that's worth my time. The Hollow taunted. Then take us on, Hollow scum. 4 more captains jumped at the Fox Hollow. The captains of the 5th, 9th, 11th and 12th divisions. The 5th division captain had a long 2-handed mace like Shikai. He tried to bring it down on the Hollow. Only for the Hollow to grab it, crush it, then pull him in with a long pole. When his head was in the Hollow's hand, it was crushed. The 12th division captain's Shikai was a battle axe. He tried to at least chop off a tail. But he couldn't chop it off, as it retaliated and pierced his skull. The 9th division captain's Shikai was a Kanabo steel club. He brought it down on the Hollow. The Hollow made no effort to move or block, as it just took the full blunt of the hit. Then, it broke. The Hollow charged him and used his clawed hand to cut him down. The man died before he hit the ground. The 11th division captain had a Zabuza-like blade. He was swinging it around like a madman. The Hollow kept on dodging the attacks. Then when the captain missed high, the Hollow broke the blade. Then cut off the head of the captain with one of his tails. "Ha. Is this all you got? I have fought rats with more fight than you." The Hollow again taunted. "Is this all the power you have?" The 2nd, 5th, 6th and 13th were up next. "This is your end, Hollow," the 2nd division captain said to the Hollow. "Try it, Soul Reaper." The Hollow gave him the bring gesture. The Hollow looked bored with the fight now. The first one to attack the Hollow was the 13th division captain. His Shikai was just a big, long and curved blade. He brought down the blade to try and kill the Hollow. The Hollow cut through the blade and into the captain. The captain's wounds bleed out, but he did not give up. He charged again with his broken blade. Only for the Hollow to stop him, then cut him down once again across the chest. Blood squirted out of him and came out of his mouth dead. Go. Whiplash. The 5th division captain attacked with his whip. But all the Hollow did was grab it and pulled in the captain. The captain watched in horror as the Hollow pulled him in. Then, with one slash to the back, he was cut into pieces. The Hollow held onto the whip and relied on the 6th division captain. The captain used what looked like sakura petals to attack the hollow. Even though the petals were mini blades, the armor on the hollow was too much. And he too was cut down. Ha! The hollow looked behind him and then dodged right before it attacked his neck. Then the hollow destroyed the sword. You and all those that follow you are fools. He turned around and cut down the captain. Yet he still lives. I am the strongest hollow in all time. Someone as weak as you shouldn't point their blades at me. Then the 2nd Division captain was cut down. But still alive. Then Treachery Bleach Movie 2 soundtrack. Play Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 soundtrack. He who howls and rages. The hollow smiled. I really like my power now. So powerful, so limitless. The hollow looked to see a very angry looking captain commander. Oh. Now you have come. One would think that since you let your comrades die at my hands you would have left them to their fate. The hollow told him. You will pay for the deaths of those captains with your life. The captain commander's spiritual pressure began to rise. The old man's cane became a katana sword. Reduce all creation to ash. The old man's blades started to become enflamed. Raijin Jaka. The sword was now a massive flaming entity. Well, now this is something. The hollow said, somewhat amused. Bring it. Yamamoto attack with raging fire. Burn. The hollow used its mass amount of spirit energy and tails to block most of the damage. I have more power than that little heating pad you call a Zanpakuto. Zero. The hollow fired a zero from one of its tails. But Yamamoto just dodged it. Not bad, try this on for size. Zero. Each one of the hollow's 9 tails fried a zero. Yamamoto continued to dodge, but each tail fired like a machine gun. Then when the hollow managed to hit him with one tail, the rest of the zeros soon followed. The hollow didn't let up until he was satisfied that the old-looking man was dead. It took a minute for the smoke to clear. The hollow was certain that the Soul Reaper was dead. But was greeted him was not a dead old man, but a wounded one. I'm surprised you survived. The hollow was amazed. It ends here, hollow. If I die, I'm taking you with me. Captain Commander Yamamoto started to build up a massive amount of spirit energy. Goodbye, hollow. Flames of hell. Pillars of fire erupted on all sides of the desert. You and I will go together. We shall burn in this fiery hell. Yamamoto yelled at the hollow. Nice try. The fire came for both of them. But my existence will not end here. The hollow began to build up a massive amount of spiritual pressure. The fire closed in on them. I will not die yet. Not until I fulfill my promise. He smiled. Ultima Zero. A massive wave of a Zero blast erupted from the hollow, putting the flames out and dealing massive damage to the last 2 captains. Then Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 soundtrack. He who howls and rages. Both Captain Commander Yamamoto and the 2nd Division captain were bleeding and nearly dead. Captain Shihoin more than Yamamoto. The hollow landed next to their heads. Well, it was fun. I think I'll leave you 2 alive. Just to make sure that you Soul Reapers know that someone else is higher on the food chain than you. And is willing to prove it. The hollow started to walk away to a portal that he made. Don't you turn your back on me. The 2nd Division Captain Yan Shihoin charged blindly at the hollow. Yan, no. The hollow grabbed him by the neck. I gave you a chance to live. And you spit it right back in my face. It is people like you that make me hate your race. I will not spare you twice. With the hollow's other hand, he cut 2nd Division Captain Yan Shihoin in vertical half. He looked at Yamamoto. I will not kill you. In exchange, I want your name. If not, I will kill you and go back to the place you came from, killing everyone there. Think about it. The hollow threatened. Yamamoto thought about it. This hollow had beaten him and has killed the rest of the captains and vice captains. If he dies, the Soul Society would be in chaos. My name is Captain Commander Jinrikisai Shijakuni Yamamoto. He told him. And the man you just killed was my friend 2nd Division Captain Yan Shihoin. I see. Well, I will tell you my name as well. I am Naruto Uzumaki Majesty Vasto Lord of Wako Mundo. I am also known as the White Fox. As you can clearly see why. Naruto pointed to his white fox skeleton-like body. I see now that having all this power is pointless. I must find a reason to use it. For now, Yamamoto, this is goodbye. But for some reason I feel that we will meet somewhere down the line. Get stronger when we meet again. Naruto stepped into the portal and was never heard from again. Then flashback. 800 years, Naruto. And now you show up. And with a little girl, no less. Yamamoto signed. He had never forgiven himself for that day. It was heartbreaking to see the families of the men that died that day grieve when he told each family one by one. But why? Why did you spear these captains, Naruto? What was the point? He was pondering this. But Naruto was having an okay day. But one thing's for sure, he always had an interesting day with people like them around. He was talking about Chizuru currently molesting Nell. The open lesbian was interesting to watch. No matter what pain followed such actions, she would always do it. Naruto thought that it was somewhat amusing. He sighed. He can still remember his bloodthirsty side of him. The side he left behind to regret what he did. He remembered all the lives he pointlessly took. But that was behind him. He looked around to find his rumored missing twin brother. At least some said they acted like each other. About midday Ichigo walked in. He looked a little tired. "Hey Ichigo. Why you so late?" Naruto asked. "Hey Ichigo, I heard that your house got hit by a truck. Is it true?" One of his friends asked. "Yeah, it was. We've been cleaning it up for the whole morning," Ichigo said, somewhat annoyed. "Need some help?" A tall dark tan man said. It was Chad, or at least that's what his friends call him. No, we got it," Ichigo reassured. "Hey, you sure Ichigo? I mean, 4 people couldn't have cleared something like that so fast," Naruto asked. "Hey, you're Ichigo, right?" Everyone looked up to see a girl. Short, with short dark hair. Nothing to stand out about her, even her height would be normal here. Somewhat normal. "My name is Rukia. I'll be sitting next to you from now on," she said. "Ha!" was the first reaction to her. "You're that psycho." You know her Ichigo?" One of his friends asked. Rukia. That name sounds familiar," Naruto said aloud, thinking hard. "It does?" Nell asked. "Yeah, it does." Naruto was thinking hard. Well, not really, he was just messing with Ichigo. The kid needed to lighten up. So what better way than to pull just a little prank? "Hey now I remember, isn't she the girl you knocked up last week?" Naruto asked out of the blue. His prankster side revived after so long. Ichigo, who had been drinking at the time of the question, spit it out and looked in horror at Naruto. And everyone else looked in shock. Other than Rukia, who looked confused. "What?" he asked innocently. "Are you crazy?" Ichigo yelled at Naruto. "What?" It was just a question. Naruto shrugged. Inward laughing his ass off at the reaction of Ichigo and the problems that will now follow. "Harem. Here we go again," Naruto said to himself as Chizuru was not saying hi to NaruHarem. Now as a big brother it is his job to protect NaruHarem, but Tatsuki will take care of that little detail right now. No need to get in the way. Then, sooner than you could say, pervy sage Tatsuki said hi to Chizuru in her own way. By knocking her away from NaruHarem and on the floor. "Still the same as always Chizuru. Here it is winter and you're still in heat," Tatsuki said to the perverted girl. "Tatsuki, once again you are in my way to attaining NaruHarem's love," Chizuru said, holding her nose. "Have you ever tried to talk to her first Chizuru?" Naruto said while reading an unknown orange book. Before trying to unbutton her shirt. Naruto finished. Then Chizuru thought about it. "Hi NaruHarem, how was your day?" she asked very politely. Mostly likely taking Naruto's advice to heart. "What are you, stupid?" Tatsuki yelled at Naruto. "What?" he asked, not looking up. "RRR. You don't know what you have done. Do you?" Tatsuki was about to beat him to death. "I have systematically stopped Chizuru from saying hi in her own way to NaruHarem or any beautiful young women in our class. As well as preventing her from being injured by you during said greetings," he said to her. "Also, promoting friendship between Chizuru, NaruHarem and even Nell," he told her. Tatsuki stopped. Then she thought about it. She looked at Naruto blankly. Now she couldn't hit him. His logic made it impossible to hurt him because of that. All she could do is stare at him. "Hey, where did Ichigo go?" NaruHarem said aloud. "Hey, that new girl is gone too," one of the other guys said. "Maybe to get a room?" "Maybe," Naruto joked. Naruto could feel that a hollow had appeared, which was surprising to Naruto. Hollows would stay away from a place where someone as powerful as him had been just days ago, for mouths. But then he felt it die. Ichigo must have done it. But that was not his concern. If he even lifted his blade outside of that nifty training center Kitsukage had, those Soul Reaper guys would get annoyed. Well, he would be, because they would come and try to kill him. Little ants. "I hope he's okay," NaruHarem said in a worried voice. "I'm sure he's fine. It'll take more than that little thing to tire out Ichigo," Naruto said aloud. "What are you reading, Naruto?" Chad asked the blonde. "Well, I could show you, big guy, but you might not understand such an art in this form," Naruto said cryptically. The day passed on and Naruto and Nell were walking with NaruHarem to her home. She had bought food for tonight with Naruto buying it. It was the least he could do. Because NaruHarem did all of the cooking. He was happy to help her out. Tatsuki was grateful to him for his help. She saw that NaruHarem was much happier with him and Nell with her. He looked up from his thoughts. NaruHarem. Nell. NaruHarem and Nell were talking aimlessly when a car was about to hit them. Damn this body. Naruto was about to help them even with body just as fragile as a normal human body. Then Naruto saw a hollow pull NaruHarem out of the way. And because NaruHarem was being held by Nell, she too was pulled out of the way. Naruto was confused. Why would a hollow save a human? "Hey NaruHarem, Nell." Naruto saw Ichigo and the new girl Rukia come up to NaruHarem and Nell. "Are you two alright?" he asked. Yay. I'm okay. Orihime reassured them. Me too. Nell said. Naruto walked up. You girls should be more careful. Naruto said next to Nell. Rukia looked at the burrs on Orihime's leg. Hey, you sure you're alright? I mean you got hit by a car. Ichigo asked her again. Why yay. I'm fine. Got to go. She rushed off. Hey Orihime, wait for us. Nell yelled, chasing after her. You should look after her more carefully, Naruto. Ichigo said to him. Oh? And why do you care so much? Do you have a crush on Orihime? He asked slyly. What? No, what makes you think that? Ichigo asked, all embarrassed. Naruto gave an evil smirk. Oh Ichigo, you're a bad liar. Naruto smiled at his discomfort. Anyway, I should go, keep an eye on that soulmate of yours in the black dress, Ichigo, you hear? You wouldn't want her to the reaper of your body now, would we? Naruto waved them off. What did he mean by little girl in the black dress? Ichigo asked. Rukia just shrugged. Later that night, Nell, Kitsukage, Orihime and Naruto were eating. Having a nice dinner in Orihime's home. Although, Naruto was more focused on the hollow in the area. It was the same hollow that saved Orihime. Naruto still wondered why it did that. His hollow side had left him for some time now, so hollow instincts was lost to him. The only reason he could think of that. Naruto felt the hollow nearby. He kicked the table, which sent Kitsukage and Orihime away from a hand that came from nowhere. Both Kitsukage and Orihime looked at Naruto in shock and then the dent in the floor. Naruto nodded to Nell as nodded back. Girls, girl talk. She dragged Orihime and Kitsukage into Naruto and her's apartment. Naruto looked at the hollow. It was fairly big with a tail. Naruto could feel its minimal amount of spiritual energy. He almost laughed. This one must have been created less than a week ago. It's not even worth fighting. Even in the body he now has, but Orihime and Kitsukage are in the area. And he can't have anyone or anything harm them. I'll give you this one chance since you're a new hollow. Leave now and never come back. And I let you live. Naruto told the thing. You dare order me? The hollow brought up its arm to try to strike down the human before him. But Naruto stopped it with his own hand. Even in this weak body, you're no match for me, young hollow. I have lived far longer than you will ever live. Naruto looked into the hollow's cold yellow eyes. You can't beat me. The hollow yelled. It attacked again and Naruto backhanded softly. Naruto, are you okay? Orihime rushed in, hearing the noises in the other room. Naruto's eyes widened. Orihime, get back. Naruto was hit by the hollow's tail and was sent through the window and the wall to the outside. Naruto sat up, brushing himself off. Man, that hurt. Stupid human body. Naruto said to himself. Then he noticed Ichigo and Rukia looking at him. What? Is there something on my face? He asked them. You can see me? Ichigo asked in shock. Of course I can, Carrot Top. I even dropped the hint that I knew who you two were. Naruto said right before he jumped up to see Orihime in the hollow's hands. Hey. Big mistake. Naruto jumped and hit the hollow on the top of his head, forcing it to drop Orihime. Naruto grabbed the tail and threw it outside. Should have taken out the trash sooner. He looked at a shocked Ichigo and an even more so Rukia. What are you waiting for, Carrot Top? Go jet him. Naruto pointed outside. Don't talk to me as if I'm a dog. Ichigo had several tick marks. Just go and kill that hollow already. Naruto said, somewhat annoyed. I can't. Ichigo hesitated. The hollow came back up only to get knocked down by Naruto's hand. Why not? It's just a hollow. You can handle something this weak. Naruto was confused. Because that's Sora. Ichigo yelled. Orihime's older brother. It's just a hollow, whoever he once was. He will kill Orihime if you don't kill him now. You bastard. The hollow was knocked down once again with Naruto's fist. So he's a hollow now. Plain and simple. Man up, Carrot Top. If you don't, the hollow will kill Orihime, you, Rukia, and Kitsukage if you let him. Naruto scolded Ichigo. Wait, what about you? Aren't you afraid of him killing you? Ichigo asked. Bitch can try. Naruto said. I'm going to kill the hollow was hit again. Look, Ichigo, the moment he tried to kill Orihime, he stopped to be her brother. He is a hollow now. You must put down this hollow to protect those you care about. Naruto told him. Now get to it. I'm tired of hitting him. Naruto looked annoyed at the hollow. Look, I'll explain myself to you tomorrow after school if you want. Just kill that damn hollow. Naruto pointed at the hollow that was getting up again. Something must have clicked for Ichigo now, he was pissed. Because he stopped the hollow from biting Orihime. Listen carefully, Captain Overbite. You know why big brothers are born first? He asked, very pissed off. He forced the hollow away. It's so they can protect their little brothers and sisters. Ichigo answered for him. What do you know? You know nothing. The hollow hit Ichigo with his tail. I lived for Orihime. Now, it's time she repay the favor. It looked at Orihime, who was confused to who Naruto was talking to. The hollow went for NaruHarem, but Naruto got in its way. Going near her is a bad move. Naruto backhand the hollow and its mask crack a bit. I feel sorry for you, hollow. If you were one Sora, NaruHarem's older brother, to see you like this you've fallen so far. Naruto felt someone to his right. Naruto was tackled and launched a good block or two down the way. Naruto rolled with his assailant a few times before he was on top of her. Okay, Yoruichi, spill. Not that I mind our current position, why did you try to jump me? Not that I mind, of course, but could you have at least tried when I was near a bed? Naruto said playfully. He straddled her legs and had pinned down her arms with his. Yoruichi smiled back. Well, Ichigo needs to train a bit. Fighting that low-level hollow is good for him. She explained. And put on the brakes, handsome. We've only known each other for a month or so. She smiled back at him. So he gave his foxy grin. I've seen relationships start much sooner than one month of knowing the other person. He leaned in close. Sorry stud, not here on the street. Right, got to see if Wonder Boy has done the deed yet. He said offhandedly. You make it sound dirty. Naruto helped her up. Well, it sure as hell isn't clean. Both Naruto and Yoruichi was on the roof of the building across from Ichigo, the hollow, with Ichigo's sword, NaruHarem. She was dead with the chain still attached to her chest. The hollow, Sora, was about to kill himself with Ichigo's sword. His mask was gone. Take care of her please and thank you. Sora pierced his own neck. Naruto thought. What is it? Yoruichi asked. My first memory of what I was, a hollow, all I wanted was to kill everything I saw and I enjoyed it for a time. And I believed that all hollows were the same in that respect. But now, this hollow fought his own instincts to fight and kill with his own willpower. Though hollows were incapable of doing such a thing. Naruto spoke his mind. Maybe. But this hollow is no older than a few days old. Maybe that is the difference. Yoruichi said to him. Maybe anyway, I'm assuming that you're not going to show yourself to Wonder Boy yet, are you? He asked the catgirl. Nope. Not until he's ready for a fight that has now been hurled into. Later, Foxy. She flashed step away. I so need to learn that. Naruto hopped down to Ichigo and Rukia. Well, at least NaruHarem is safe. He said, getting their attention. You? Where the hell were you? Ichigo yelled. Busy. Besides, you needed this fight more than I did. I have way more fighting experience than either of you. Naruto said to the two before him. Alright, spill. Who are you? What are you? Ichigo said, pointing his blade at Naruto. Naruto looked up to see Nell give a thumbs up. Sorry, Wonder Boy. Not here and not now. Tomorrow after school. Alright with you? Yay, sure, whatever. Later. Ichigo and Rukia left them to go home. Naruto got inside the room with a nice big hole in the wall. Man, this might cost me a pretty penny. Naruto said to himself. Well, good thing I still have my clones. Naruto made some clones out of his spirit energy. Not like his old shadow clones, more like ghosts, but they could tough and hit you. But Naruto only used them for something like this now. Seeing as his power, there was no need for them otherwise. Naruto put NaruHarem and Kitsukage to bed. And Nell followed him to bed. It was a somewhat quiet night. But that changed when he woke up in the morning. With Nell on top of him again. He got used to it. Seeing as she wasn't going to end this little morning routine. When at school, Naruto had to suppress a laugh when NaruHarem told the other kids that a sumo wrestler broke down her wall. Another reason he hated Soul Reaper protocol. At least give them a memory that doesn't make the person look like a fool to others. Well, no one would believe NaruHarem anyway. Everyone would just chalk it up to one of her crazy dreams or something. During lunch, Chad had brought a weird talking parrot. He cursed. There was yet another hollow in the area. He frowned. Hollows never this active by themselves. That's a cool bird there, Chad. Where did you get it? The group of friends all surrounded the talking bird. Naruto could feel that a human soul was inside the bird. How he had a guess. But he was more annoyed than anything else. After school, Rukia and Ichigo found him and Nell on the roof. Alright, now spill. Who are you? Ichigo crossed his arms over his chest. Naruto was impressed with the boldness of the boy. Very well. Nell, be a dear and lock the door. I'd rather not anyone overhear this little conversation of ours. Naruto looked at Ichigo and Rukia. Nell locked the door and smiled. All done. She said happily. Right then. Ask away. I'd rather tell you what you want to know rather than tell you everything. Naruto said with a smile. Alright. Are you a Soul Reaper? Rukia started. No. She raised an eyebrow. Are you a hollow? She asked, somewhat frightened. No. Are you human? She asked again. No. Alright, then what are you, Naruto? If you're not human, Soul Reaper or hollow. What else is there? Ichigo asked impatiently. Now that is the question you need to ask. I am not lying when I say I am not hollow, Soul Reaper, or human. I am something different. I am the one and only Miss Uchiha. Or in English the Forsaken. Like I said, I am not normal. Any other questions? Naruto looked at them. They each had a stupid look on their faces. What's a Forsaken? Rukia asked the blonde. The Forsaken. It's a neat name and title. I thought of it about 400 years ago. Or was it 500? I'm not sure anymore. Naruto looked like he was thinking. You're 400 years old. Ichigo pointed. No. Maybe, but you said that. I know what I said. But I never said that I was 400 years old. Naruto looked at Ichigo somewhat annoyed. Okay, how old are you? Ichigo asked his next question. I am just over 1000 years old. Well, it's been just over 1000 years since I died. Naruto answered. Ichigo gawked. So did Nell. She only knew that he was over 200 years. Then again, he never told her how old he was. Rukia was thinking something else entirely. As far as she knew, the captain commander has been at his post as such for about 1000 years. So does this mean this person is far stronger? How strong are you? Rukia was hesitant to even ask. That's not something I can measure right now. In all my years of life, after life, no one I have fought has even beaten me. But there was this one time when I was just a mere Vasto Lord Hollow when I beat 13 guys who I now know to be captains at the time. But that's another story. You're a Hollow? Both Rukia and Ichigo yelled. No, I'm the Forsaken. Not a Hollow. I've stopped being a Hollow a long time ago. About 800 years ago, in fact. Nell is not a Hollow either. She's different too. Naruto said in a seriously dangerous tone. Why are you here? Not to cause trouble, I hope. Ichigo didn't want this guy turned new friend to come out and fight him to the death. No. About a month ago me and Nell came here to see the human world. Hueco Mundo is so dull. Hueco what? Hueco Mundo, the home of the Hollows. Anyway, when we came here a small team of Soul Reapers found us. Naruto told the story of his little encounter with the Soul Reapers, leaving out when he found Kitsukage and the Black Cat. Rukia was scared now. More so than when she first met her big brother. This being had defeated 4 high-level captains and based on his point of view, like they were nothing. Such a feat was unheard of. One of them being her big brother. Now, is our little game of 20 questions over? Or do you still need more answers? Naruto asked, putting his hand in his pockets. Okay, Ichigo was confused as hell. But the one thing he got from all this was that Naruto was not here to cause trouble. Rukia was thinking this over. She had never heard of a Hollow that defeated 4 captain-class Soul Reapers. Until now, that is. Needless to say, she was glad that this person was not an enemy. But she will still need to report it when she got back to the Soul Society. That was a must. Naruto walked home with Nell. NaruHarem had waited for him. He smiled at her and she smiled back. They walked happily, like a family should. Naruto was thankful of the fact that she did not remember her brother as a Hollow. Although, with the current state that this place is in. On top of his own influence just being near her. She will change, be it for better or worse is yet to be seen. Nell is also a factor by being near her. It was now too late to stop it. NaruHarem will develop powers beyond most Soul Reapers. Well, as far as he knew, all he did was increased what was already there and help bring it out. But he couldn't think about that right now. He had to head over to Fanman's place. Him and Nell so Nell can begin training again. She was almost at full power, but 100 years of not fighting would make one dull and slow, so Yoruichi helped her there. Nell was getting faster every day with her help. This was for her protection in case the Soul Reapers tried anything funny when he wasn't there. He was watching their spar from afar. He could feel the Hollow around, but paid no mind to it. Wonder Boy would handle it. He was more worried about Nell right now. Hey Naruto. Hey Fanman. Aren't you going to get back into fighting shape? Kitsukage asked. Don't need to. There has been only one opponent that can even harm me at full power, but that was 800 some years ago. I'm not sure if he is alive now, but I'm 10 times stronger than I was then. He may have gotten stronger since then, but he could very well be dead. Naruto was reading his little orange book. Did you know his name? He asked. He said his name was Captain Commander Jinrikisai Shijikuni Yamamoto. Whatever the Captain Commander part was. Naruto never looked up from his book. Kitsukage almost coughed up his drink. You fought Captain Commander Yamamoto. He looked utterly shocked. Them and 12 other captains that were with him at the time. He still didn't look up. How many captains did you fight? 13 at once and 13 vice captains, I think they called themselves. Naruto closed his book and sighed. I still remember the look on their faces when I killed them. Naruto said, somewhat depressed. His forced a raised eyebrow off of Kitsukage. You killed them? Yes. I was still a bloodthirsty Hollow back then. I had just fought 19 other high-level noble Vasto Lords to gain their power to become a Majesty Vasto Lord. He sighed. Nell and Yoruichi stopped their little spar and listened to his story. After I killed the other noble Vastolords, I absorbed their power and became the first Majesty Vastolord in the history of Wako Mundo. He started his little story. How does one become a Majesty Vastolord, Naruto? Yoruichi asked the blonde. Well, that part is easy. When one becomes a noble Vastolord, they can feel other nobles all around Wako Mundo. They know where you are and you know where they are. But no noble Vastolord hunts down the others. They wait. Naruto explained. Why? Kitsukage asked. Because one must take 19 noble Vastolords' power at once. Not one by one. Naruto started. We wait until there are 19 other nobles. Then we meet at the point closest place that is nearest to all of us. Then have a free-for-all death match. Winner becomes the Majesty Vastolord. And he or she becomes king or queen of all hollows and Wako Mundo. What about the time when you fought Captain Commander Yamamoto? Kitsukage asked. I had just won the fight. My power grew to unimaginable heights. I could feel all lower hollows in all places. I could feel their power and their rank. I could even feel soul reapers in the human world. 800 years ago, when I was the new Majesty Vastolord, I went to the human world to test my power. I was a bloodthirsty monster then. Still a hollow. I found a small squad of soul reapers in the human world. I found them and attacked them. After some time other captains came and vice captains. The fight he remembered to fight very well. Didn't last long. He told them how the fight went. And how all but Yamamoto were killed. You killed Yon Shihoin? Yoruichi asked him. Yes, I did. Based on what Yamamoto said, that what his name was. The moment he said that, he was punched by Yoruichi hard in the face. She shook her hand in pain. She felt like she had just punched a solid wall in a Gigai body. Ow. What was that for? Yoruichi just walked away. Naruto just looked at the back of Yoruichi holding his nose. It wasn't bleeding, but it still hurt like hell. Naruto. Her name is Yoruichi Shihoin. Kitsukage said to him. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Damn, I had a feeling that my bloody past would catch up to me. I should talk to her. Naruto was about to move when Kitsukage stopped him. I wouldn't advise that. Let her cool off, Naruto. She's not the best one to approach when angry like this. Naruto nodded at Kisukage's advice. Nell, let's go home. Nell nodded. Saddened at the turn of events. Both of them Sanito to their home. Kitsukage looked at Yoruichi. I guess it's not every day you learn that a friend was the cause of one of your family members' death. But Naruto, he felt bad. Bad that he had caused someone to suffer pain when he was still a bloodthirsty monster. When he gained his humanity, he felt for the lives he has taken as a hollow. He knew one day he would have to atone for his crimes. For the blood that he spilled. The lives he took. He sighed. He would have to ask for forgiveness. His hope that Yoruichi would give it. Hey. Naruto. Nell. Naruto looked up to see Orihime with Tatsuki. You'd think that they are joined at the hip or something. Hey Orihime, Tatsuki. He waved. Hi. Nell yelled, she's in her childish mode right now. But still cute. Where you been, Naruto? We've been waiting for you. Tatsuki asked. Yay, but he got stuff for dinner. Naruto held out bags of food. They walked and talked to their place. Simple and everyday talk. It didn't take long for them to reach Orihime's apartment. Naruto was smiling. A real smile, something he hadn't done in a while, that didn't involve a woman's antimony. He mostly looked at Orihime. He almost regretted meeting her. Just by being around her he had changed her life. He had caused her to gain powers that would put her in danger. And he might not always be there for her. Then it hit him. I'll be back, girls. Wait for me, will you? I need to get something. Naruto went into his room. Okay. All the girls looked at each other. Confused. But they shrugged. Naruto went into his room and got a small box. Inside was something crystal-like. It almost looked like a tear. It was shiny and clear water blue. He smiled, put it back in the small box and went back to the girls. He smiled as he looked at Orihime. Orihime, I have a gift for you. Naruto held out a small box. He handed her the tear-like crystal. Wow. Both Orihime and Tatsuki looked at it. This was my mother's and I want you to have it. He put it on her neck. This is called the Majesty's Tear. It's sorta like a family heirloom. He smiled. I can't accept this. Orihime was stunned by the beauty of it. Yes, you can. I'm giving it to you. Besides, he gave her a small hug from behind. It looks better on you than on me. He ruffled her hair like a big brother would a little sister. His eyes widened. He felt someone with a great amount of power, about the same as Nell's, just outside the window. He looked at Tatsuki and Orihime. They both seemed to be breathing heavily. If only until he cancelled the spiral pressure with his own. You girls stay here and do some girl talk. I forgot something in my apartment. I'll be right back. He smiled and got up. Tatsuki and Orihime both looked at Naruto, confused by his actions. When Nell was drinking some soda, both girls went to follow him. Naruto went to the room and stabbed himself with a small dagger with a skull on it. A glove seemed so lame. His true form came from the Gigai. In his white coat glory. He went outside and was on the air above the apartment complex. I know you're here, show yourself. He felt someone behind him. He turned around to look at the person. It was a spiky blonde woman. In a similar white coat as him, but it didn't cover her midsection and it covered her mouth. She had her arms folded under her beep. And who are you, my dear lady? Naruto bowed a bit. She drew her sword. Something that surprised Naruto at first. My name is NaruHarem. NaruHarem, huh? Nice name. But why are you drawing your sword against me? I know you can sense my power. You should know that I am far beyond you. Naruto said, putting his hands in his pockets. Yes, I know. But you're still going for it. Naruto tilted his head. I have my orders. Are you going to draw your Zanpakuto? Tia asked. No. Not to insult you. But if I drew my forbidden angel, you would die fast and painfully. And I'd rather not kill you like that. If at all. Naruto told her. Before we begin, may I ask if you are Naruto the White Fox, the true king of Wakomundo? She asked, readying herself. Yes, I am. I was once known as the White Fox, still am, I assume. As you can see, I have a human appearance once again. Now, when this is over, tell your master or whoever you listen to not to confront me again. I might not leave the next one alive. Naruto waited for her to attack. He didn't need to wait too long. In the Soul Society, a few weird-looking guys were looking at some monitors. They were sipping coffee, having a normal eternity of boring afterlife. That all changed when the alarm sounded. It took them all by surprise. Some even spilled their coffee on themselves. That was hot. What do we got? One asked. I don't know. Two beings, giving off Hollow and Soul Reaper signals. One is Captain level power, the other one started. One what? One what? It's giving off power as strong as Captain Commander Yamamoto. And it's still rising. All of them were worried. I must inform the head captain. Keep tracking them. One ran out. They didn't need to be told twice. As they needed to do system checks to make sure the system didn't crash. Back in the real world. Naruto was fighting Tia. To him, all he was doing was blocking, but to her she was fighting all out. Just short of going into her final form, which she was told not to. She was breathing hard. She looked like she could barely stand. You fight well. I can feel your power. Naruto commented. Yet you would throw it away for this person you serve. Naruto had a sneer. Huff huff. She was breathing harder. Are you even tired? No, both in life and in death I am a stamina god. Sorry to say, but you alone can't make me breath hard. You've been holding back, I see. Naruto tilted his head. He raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? I have not held back at all in this fight. Tia argued. Haven't you? You are in a rancor, yes. A hollow that has taken off his or her mask and gained Soul Reaper-like powers. He asked her. Knowing the answer. Yes. How did you know? Tia was shocked. She had not told him anything other than her name. Because my dear beautiful Tia. I know of an rancor with the same strength as you. She has been with me for the last 100 years. When she goes all out on me when we train sometimes together, she is able to make a red mark on my skin. You haven't. You are about the same in terms of all abilities. And she doesn't use her released form like you have been hiding. But I understand that part. If you are worried that I will kill you if you irritate my skin, don't. Naruto moved right next to her. Infinito. I wouldn't harm someone as beautiful as you. He smiled at her confused and troubled-like expression. Amusing. Naruto took his eyes off her to look behind him in the distance. He then felt a massive buildup of Tia's spiritual pressure. Then her unique-looking Zanpakuto was now covered in yellow spirit energy. Bull is all. She fired her yellow attack at Naruto. Naruto held out his hand to block. Naruto could feel the power coming off her attack. Aside from not releasing her Zanpakuto, she was not holding back. When the attack stopped, Naruto's white glove he was wearing was cut. And he could feel the scratch on his palm. Now that's more like it. Sadly our date has to come to an end. He Hinata right behind her, grabbed her Zanpakuto arm and held it away from them, grabbed her other arm and wrapped it around her neck. She was too weak to fight back. Like I said, I'm not going to kill you. However, I strongly suggest that you rethink your current form of employee. If you and I are enemies, then your life would be forfeit should I fight for real. However, he turned her around and kissed her forehead. The more times we see each other the better, don't you think, beautiful? He released her. The Soul Reapers will be coming soon. I think you should leave. They'll be more focused on me. She nodded. She tore open a black portal. Will I see you again? She asked. Thankful for her tall cat covering her blush behind it. Yes. Trust me, I'm not letting you get away that easily. We will meet again. Now get going, don't want those Soul Reapers guys to fight a pretty woman like you. She nodded and left. Naruto turned around to see the familiar doors of the Soul Reapers coming into view. He knew that this time, more than 4 captains would come to play. And he was right. 25 people came. 12 vice captains, 13 captains. And some bald guy. Nell, stay out of this. You're not at full power yet and I don't want you to get hurt. She nodded. Naruto saw the old man Yamamoto. I knew our paths would cross again, old man Yamamoto. Naruto smiled at him. How long has it been? You speak as if you and Captain Commander Yamamoto know each other, hollow. A tailman wearing a helmet yelled at him. I see you didn't tell them. Naruto looked at the old man again. Yamamoto spoke up. 800 years. I'm sorry. Naruto was confused at his words. It has been 800 years from the last time we met, Naruto, he said again. Oh yay, now I remember. When I was a majesty vast, O lord. All of the Soul Reapers were confused. Oh, you defiantly didn't tell them. About how I killed all the vice captains and captains at that time, but you. So effortlessly, I might add. He looked a little sad. You didn't seem too sad when you killed them effortlessly. Yamamoto hissed at him. I'm different now. I have changed. Naruto defended. You're still a hollow. A bloodthirsty hollow. Soi Fon snapped at him. Play Bleach AMV fade to black, stand up, be strong. Oh? Am I? You know nothing about. Nothing at all. Truth be told, I regret all the lives I've ended in my afterlife as a hollow. Now, I am not hollow or soul reaper. I am something more. I am Miss Uchiha, the only member of the Forsaken race. Half hollow, half soul reaper, stronger than both. Naruto noticed that one captain was more intrigued than he should be, but put that away for now. I am a perfect being of both soul reaper power and hollow power. None of you stand a chance. Leave now and never come back. Or else, you'll meet the same fate as the other ones I have killed, and know this. He drew his Zanpakuto, his black one. The amount of spiritual pressure was almost unbearable. He knew that Nell was protecting NaruHarem and Kitsukage from it. As best she could. I will not show much mercy this time around. All of the captains and vice captains got in a stance to face this great threat. Naruto gave the bring it gesture. 11 of the 12 vice captains surrounded him first. And the bald guy. Well, this is familiar. Naruto said to himself. The first one to come at him was some guy with glasses. He was the vice captain of the 7th division. With his weird scimitar-like weapon. Naruto Sanito pasted him and he was cut down. Another vice captain attacked with his ranged Kusarigama Shikai. Naruto sidestepped the attack and grabbed a chain, pulling him in. When he was close enough, Naruto just cut him down. The red-headed guy, the vice captain of the 6th division, tried to attack when Naruto's back was turned. Naruto just Sanito pasted him and cut him down. The bald guy with his spear-like Shikai charged madly at him next. Trying to cut his head off by attack Naruto's neck. Naruto looked at it for a second before dodging like he was moving at a slug's pace. Then he cut the weapon in half and then cut the bald madman down. The big guy with the ball with chain attacked Naruto next, using his speed to try and surprise Naruto, but it didn't work. Naruto almost cut him in half. Another vice captain, this guy was a blonde, used his weird hook-like Shikai and hit Naruto a few times. He smiled, then had a nice long gash across his midsection. You are under the impression that your Zanpakuto's abilities could win the day for you, Naruto started. Being able to double my weight is meaningless. For one as strong as I. He said to the falling man. Naruto did a Sanito in front of a timed-looking woman, she had yet to release her blade. Naruto used 2 fingers, hit a pressure point on her neck and knocked her out. The man with a rapier attacked him next. Naruto didn't bother with anything fancy. With a Sanito and a powerful sword swing, he was cut down. An expressionless woman with green eyes attacked next, with a normal Zanpakuto. Naruto Sanito into her defenses and stunned Zero. With a small orange Zero she was knocked out. His own unique move when he didn't want to hurt anyone. He then saw the busty blonde. He didn't want to hurt her this time around. So with a Sanito and a stunned Zero, she too was knocked out. Naruto didn't wait for the next one to attack him, he got in her defense and did a stunned Zero. A small but beautiful girl with glasses was knocked out. Naruto went to the last vice captain that wasn't knocked out. When he was in front of her, she was shaking, trembling with great fear. Naruto used a stunned Zero and she was knocked out. I told you all I am far above you and not afraid to show it. Naruto's voice was loud and booming. Distance beyond one's reach. Naruto's power only grew. I will always be beyond your reach. Then Bleach AMV fade to black, stand up, be strong. Then it was over, in less than 5 seconds Naruto had defeated 13 powerful Soul Reapers. The girls he knocked out were caught by their captains, not wanting them to get hurt in the fall. The others were allowed to fall to the ground with a loud thud. Now who wants to be next? Naruto looked at the 13 captains in front of him. Naruto had just beaten the vice captains and some bold guy that was there. You sure you want to do this again, old man? Last time 26 came at me and only one survived. What is it you want? Yamamoto just looked at Naruto with one only eye. I'm trying to live a peaceful life here in the human world. You have no idea how hard it is, do you? Why is it that you hunted me here? Naruto asked. You will pay for the crimes you've committed, Yamamoto said sternly. Naruto noticed that one of the captains was no longer there. He also felt a powerful spiritual signature coming from behind the captains on the ground. When he found it, she saw a somewhat familiar beautiful woman tending to the wounds of the vice captains he just beat. You, Naruto Uzumaki, will be destroyed right here right now, Yamamoto yelled at him. If this is about what happened 800 some years ago, I'm sorry. I know that it will not change the fact that I killed those captains. But know that I am very sorry. More than you know, Naruto said in a somewhat sad manner. Then would you come with us, peacefully? Naruto saw the captain that was working on the others just now. Damn, she was cute. No. I already know what would happen to me. You will kill me, and I cannot die until I fulfill my promise to someone I made long ago when I died, Naruto said to her. If she is dead, odds are she is at the Soul Society right now, she said to him. I sure as hell hope not. I've been to that place, and it sucks. If that is heaven, I'd hate to see hell. I've been to the Soul Society a few times looking for her. Looking for all of my friends and people I've considered family. I've looked for years there. Nowhere to be found. He told her in a calm yet still sad manner. You were at the Soul Society, Yamamoto yelled. Not liking the idea that such a powerful hollow was right underneath their noses and they never knew. Yay, what of it? The people I'm looking for are not there. So I have no reason to go with you, Naruto told Yamamoto. If you are really sorry, you should atone for your crimes there, she asked again. You mind if I know your name? You're the first Soul Reaper that didn't attack me on sight and has been kind-hearted enough to not have a stressful conversation, Naruto asked the captain. She just smiled at him. Enough talk. If you will not come with us willingly, then we will have to force you, Yamamoto yelled. Really now? Naruto pointed his blade at them. Care to try it yourself? Last time you waited till all your friends were dead before you even got in the ring. Naruto looked at him dead in the eye. He was ready for an all-out fight. Not that he wanted to fight them right now. If at all. Play Bleach Ost invasion. Everyone back off. Juggernaut Man stepped forward. He's mine. He drew his Zanpakuto. Bring it, Naruto said to him. Itachi charged Naruto and just sidestepped his attack. The 11th Division captain didn't let up. He tried to cut Naruto's head off. But Naruto sent Ito out of the way. Even at full power you can't hit me, Naruto said from behind him. Itachi tried to do a 180 and cut him in half. With another Senito, Naruto was again behind him. I gave you ample amount of time, this fight is done. With one massively strong cut. Kenpachi was nearly cut in half. Still alive. Naruto blocked the next captain's attack. This guy looked like a clown from hell. You would make an excellent test subject, he said creepy way. Naruto's eye narrowed. I'm not playing with you. Naruto wasted no time as he cut down the clown from hell. Shock was on the clown's face as he fell. Cry Suzumushi. Naruto looked to his right. A black man unsheathed his Zanpakuto. He heard a high-pitched sound. The other captains just looked on. At first, the black man had a small smile on his face. But that turned into a frown when the hollow before him didn't flinch or do anything. That will not work on me, Naruto told him calmly. Very well, Hollow. How about this bell bug type 2? Flying locust. He started to move his sword. And what looked like after images followed his blade. Then to the surprise of Naruto, they all turned into blades. All of which launched at Naruto. Naruto just stood there waiting for them. They all hit Naruto, the speed was nothing to sniff at. After a moment, Naruto forced them all away. Then with a Senito, he was right behind the guy. Nice try, but you are done. Naruto with one good sword slash cut down the black guy. Pride wounded. But still breathing. Tosen. The very big Soul Reaper with a large helmet yelled as he rescued the black guy, now known to Naruto as Tosen, before he fell to the hard ground. Naruto faced the giant Soul Reaper captain. You shall pay, Hollow, he said in a strong rough voice. Try me. Men better than you have tried and failed, Naruto told him. Roar Tenkin. The large captain cried out. A phantom blade came from his sword. All Naruto did was block it with his own. It was a surprise to be sure. But nothing that Naruto couldn't handle. Ah. The phantom blade came down again. And again Naruto just used his Zanpakuto to block. Like it was as light as a feather. The captain's anger got the best of him and he was about to release Bankai. But stopped. Naruto was behind him. With a Senito and his Zanpakuto's own power, he cut into the captain. Then he too fell to the ground. A person like you can't hope to face me, Naruto turned to him as he was falling. If they cannot face themselves. he finished. The man with a creepy smile that could resemble a fox or a snake bending on who you talk to charged at him next. Shoot to kill, Shinso, the man's very small and short Zanpakuto, shot at Naruto like a bullet. Naruto grabbed it with his left hand. The man's face fell to a frown. He struggled to move his blade from the vice grip that was Naruto's hand. Naruto, bored with the captain already, Sanito passed him, cutting him down in the processes. He would live. The quiet one came next. Scatter, Senbon he said calmly. This again? Naruto asked. The sakura petals scattered all around them. Naruto sneered. He hated sakura petals. Nothing but bad memories with them. I don't want to play with you. He pointed one finger at him. Despair Zero. The pitch black Zero fired faster than any other Zero he has fired in memory. When it hit the captain, devastation was evident. It looked like he was in a long drawn-out fight. Burns and cut littered his body. As he was falling, Naruto spoke. Nothing against you personally. But your shikai bring up bad memories. Stuff I wish to forget but can't. Naruto said to him. Naruto felt the air around him get cold. It was the kid. Naruto looked at him. Isn't it past your bedtime? He asked. A tick mark formed on his head. Rain over the frosted heavens. Hyorin Meru. The ice dragon came back for round 2. Naruto just looked at him. Not worried about the kid's power. For one so young you are powerful. Naruto commented. The ice dragon charged at Naruto. Naruto raised a hand to block. When the ice dragon hit, it looked like it hit a force field. Aside from Naruto's hand, it hit nothing else. Wah. But how? You know, Naruto was right behind him. You remind me of an asshole turned friend after I beat his ass. The young captain was beyond shocked. And for that this won't hurt as much. Naruto did one massively power kick to the head and he was sent flying. I hope you're not hurt too badly. He said to the falling captain. Next he effortlessly stopped a blade coming from his right. A captain wearing glasses attacked him. Beware of that one, he is far stronger than he lets on. Naruto heard a voice in his head. Normally a bad thing, but he knew who it was. Naruto paid it no mind for the moment. You are powerful. He got some distance from Naruto. Do you mind looking at my sword? He asked. Naruto looked at his sword. Nothing special about it. You're not a narcissist, are you? Naruto hated narcissists. When all he did was smile, Naruto cut him down. Not wanting to face the weak-looking captain. The next captain attacked him hand to hand. He smiled, he knew this one, and why not, it's time to mess with her. And what does my little bee want today? He smiled, knowing that would piss her off faster than looking up her skirt ever could. Soi Fon, in her rage, tried to stab him in the neck. But she missed. Over here my little bee. She felt a hand on her neck, then nothing at all as Naruto hit a pressure point making her go numb. He placed her on the roof of a building making sure that she didn't hit the ground. Naruto did a half step to his right, facing the next two captains. All waves, rise now and become my shield, lightning, strike now and become my blade. Flower wind rage and flower god roar, heavenly wind rage and heavenly demon sneer. Both captains released their shikai. Naruto looked at both captains and their shikai. Well, now that's a surprise. I have to use my next stage of power to fight the both of you. Naruto raised his blade to point to them. Up till now I've only been using 10% of my power. Prepare yourself. Naruto began to build up a massive amount of spiritual pressure. The last four captains' eyes widened. Devastate and despair. Forbidden angel. Black spirit energy filled the surrounding area. Overwhelming was the only feeling and word for it. Naruto's shikai came into view. It had an evil feel and look to it. Come, Naruto's vice had a slit echo. The captain with the pink captain coat came at him first. He attacked with his right blade first. Naruto black like it was nothing. When he attacked with his left blade, Naruto stopped it with his left hand. Naruto kicked it away and pointed his finger at him. Zero. A normal crimson Zero fired at the captain. Still flying from the kick, he could not dodge, but he did have to. The other captain, with a long and somewhat silver-colored hair, jumped in front of it. Rose both of his blades and the Zero fired back at Naruto. Naruto raised an eyebrow when he saw this. He raised his own Zanpakuto. Devastation. Everyone saw the Zero being absorbed. When it was over, Naruto's Zanpakuto had a sick purple color to it. And it seemed that its power had grown. Despair. He pointed the bolt of power to the captain that fired it back at him. Only for it to return to Naruto. This went on back and forth for a few minutes. The captain was surprised that this hollow had powers similar to his. But made it far stronger when it came to him. Naruto stopped the chain and Sanito pasted the captain. Both of his Zanpakutos broke. Then he was cut across from upper left to lower right. He would live but would need bandages for a while. The other captain came to the aid of his friend. Naruto Sanito right in front of him with his blade still purple and above his head. When he brought it down, the captain tried to block with both swords in a cross block. But Naruto's Zanpakuto cut right through both of them like they were air. And right through him, but he'll live. Naruto breathed in slowly, dissipating the energy still stored in his Zanpakuto. Naruto then blocked an attack by the second to last Soul Reaper captain. You don't seem like a hollow, she said to him. And you don't seem like a Soul Reaper. So we're even. He joked back. She tilted her head at his remark. What do you know of Soul Reapers? She asked nicely. Not much, but what I do know outside of their combat skills isn't a good thing. Their politics are nothing short of corrupted men in power. Solders that follow these corrupted men willingly and blindly to their death and the deaths of innocents. Sadly, you're the same. A soldier following the corrupt. He told her. She looked shocked at what he just said. You don't believe that, do you? Their kind persecutes hollows just for being who they are. Animals that eat. Yes, I know that they eat human souls, but they are no different than any other animal on this planet. They eat to live. Not live to eat. But your kind kills the hollows just for being them. He took a breath. They were still face to face, their blades in between them. Then there are the unjust laws of the Soul Society. You call the Soul Society heaven. I call it the second hell. No place like that should dare call itself heaven. He finished. She looked at him in the eyes. You don't seem like the type to become a hollow, she observed. Naruto tilted his head. What do you mean by that? Normally, hollows are either remorseful or hateful. You are neither. She told him. And even now you're not cold-blooded, or do you act like a monster? She told him. He sighed. You're right, I'm not the type. But many circumstances contributed to me becoming a hollow. When I was 12 or 13 I was sent to get my friend back when he left for power. Then, when I caught up to him, he killed me so he could get more power. But all of my pain started at birth. When a Soul Reaper sealed inside me a great and powerful demon. The demon's soul was forever linked to mine. That helped a bit. Naruto looked down, remembering the sad tale. But, let me show you, not tell you. Naruto used his left hand to touch her forehead. In an instant she saw all of his memories from birth to death. Flashes of the loneliness Naruto felt all of his life in a second. The pain of guilt and betrayal towards the end of his life by the person he saw as a brother and friend. And most of all, the pain of even greater betrayal when he saw what they did. When they separated, she was disoriented from all the memories. Saddened mostly. Sorry, I should have warned you about my memories. I'll give you a moment to collect yourself. Naruto put some distance between them. Then Bleach asked invasion. Then Nelsonito right next to Naruto. They whispered something in his ear. It would seem our little fight will have to wait, Yamamoto. We are causing too much trouble for the humans around us. We will meet again, both Sunito away. Damn it. Yamamoto cursed. They had got away before they could fight. And what did he mean they were causing too much trouble for the humans around them? They had set up a barrier to protect the humans from their fight. He looked around. Almost all of the captains and vice captains were injured. It would take time before any of them would be in fighting shape. We are returning to the Sirte. Was all he said. With Naruto. Naruto was carrying a knocked out NaruHarem, while Nell was carrying a knocked out Tatsuki. I was afraid of this. Our very presence has caused a change in these girls. NaruHarem more than Tatsuki. Naruto told Nell. When will they realize their powers? Nell asked. I don't know. NaruHarem will soon enough. Tatsuki a little later. Even in our Gigai bodies they were exposed to our spirit energy. There is no telling what powers they will get. Naruto sighed. Then he felt Yamamoto and the rest leave the human world. Well, take them back, we need to be more careful from now on. They know we are both here. So they will come for us sooner or later. Nell nodded. Do you think that they will forgive us? Nell asked. It is not you that needs forgiveness. He told her. He brushed a few strands of hair out of NaruHarem's face. To later day at school. Naruto was off to the side keeping an eye on Nell, NaruHarem and Tatsuki. He felt bad for interfering with their lives and now changing it forever. He would hope that they would forgive him in time. Then there was Yoruichi. She was pissed off at him. His past has come back to haunt him. He was going to see her either later today or tomorrow. Hey, why are you all the way out here? Ichigo asked him. Oh. No reason. Just out here. Hey, do you know what's up with Chad's bird? It stopped talking. Naruto asked, knowing full well what the answer was. There was a soul of a little boy in it. Killed the hollow and set the kid free. Ichigo explained. Oh. Good job. Naruto looked at him. I see a lot of me in you. Ichigo had the stupid look on his face. Hey, no mind. Let's just focus on that test soon, yay. Naruto laughed a bit. Yay, right. Come on. NaruHarem already misses you. Ichigo gave Naruto a hand getting up. Hey Ichigo. I need to talk to you. Rukia came up to them. It's more Soul Reaper stuff, I assume. Go on, Wonder Boy. Naruto pushed Ichigo on Rukia and he caused them to fall on each other. Something very comical to Naruto. Rukia. You should wait till you get a room at least. Naruto laughed. Hey, get off me. Ichigo pushed Rukia off him. "Ah, I needed that." Naruto sighed. The bell rang and it was time for the next class. The day ended with more laughs at Ichigo and Rukia's expense. Always accidentally tripping Ichigo on top of Rukia. Or accidentally tripping Rukia, that last one caused her to fall on his groin. Man, he laughed so hard he felt his sides coming apart. But laughing aside, he went to Kitsukage, hoping to find Yoruichi and apologize to her for his crimes against her family. He made it, but it took almost all day. It's not every day to ask to apologize to someone you like for killing a family member. Naruto has been waiting outside Kisukage's shop for some time now. Waiting for Yoruichi to either come out or go inside. She never did either. Naruto sighed. He tried to ask Kitsukage, but something told him that he wouldn't say anything. That night the news said something about a kid jumping across roofs. He knew he wasn't spotted. Then on closer look, it was Ichigo. What the hell possessed him to do that? Naruto asked out loud. Somewhere else a small stuffed lion sneezed. Naruto went to sleep. And sometime in the night he felt Nell sneaking in again. Not that he minded it. I mean, what man in his right mind would turn Nell down? No man, that's who. Anyway, Nell snuggled up to Naruto. He still remembered the very first talk they had after she had gotten over the death of her brothers. It had taken some time. But she was happy. Flashback. Naruto was giving Nell a piggyback ride. Or just Nell was hanging on the top of his head. All they ever did was walk in a straight line. Never to move right or left. Big brother. Yes, Nell. Why does big brother Naruto protect Nell? Naruto looked up a bit. As if to try to look at her. Well, before I met you, I had no purpose. No reason for being. I had all this power and nothing to do with it. No one to protect with it. Long ago, when I was alive, someone told me what true strength is. I took that advice to heart. He smiled. You are my purpose. My one reason for being. And I will protect you no matter what, Nell. And that's a promise. He smiled. Promise? She raised her right pinky. Naruto connected it with his own. Promise. Then flashback. Although they have grown apart from brother and sister as they once had in Hueco Mundo, they acted more like a couple. He wrapped his arms around her. Good night, Nell. He said to her. Come to think of it. Why do I have two beds when we share one? At the Sirte. Yamamoto was beyond furious. Almost all of his captains and vice-captains were unable to do their duties for a time. And rumors were going around the place of an invincible hollow that defeated all of the captains without any hardship. Captain Commander, he heard the 4th Division captain's voice. May I come it? She asked. Yes, you may. He told her. Captain Commander Yamamoto was looking over the Sirte as he always does. Sir, that man was the same hollow that came to the human world 800 years ago, right? I remember the blue eyes on that hollow. She told him. Yes, it was. On that day the Soul Society lost 25 good Soul Reapers. A piece of history that was forgotten. The two of you talked when you fought. What information did you get out of him? She looked sad. That is what I'm here to talk to you about. I got everything from his past. Also some things I didn't want to know. She began to tell him everything she saw and heard from him. By the end of it, she could barely hold her tears replaying what she saw. Yamamoto just listened. Thank you for telling me this. You may go back to your barracks. The next day. Naruto and Nell were walking to school with NaruHarem. Nell and NaruHarem were talking like they always do in the morning. Totsuki caught up to them, she hung out with Naruto doing the walks. Naruto withheld a sneer. It wasn't that he hated or disliked Totsuki. But being near him made her a target for hollows. Her spiritual awareness will grow. It was too late for NaruHarem as it is. But Nell still held back all the spirit energy she could. Naruto did the same. But these Gigai can't hold back his. Nell's yes. But not his. His spirit energy is too great. Are you okay? She asked. Yes. He said plainly. Just thinking about something. He said to her. About what? Nothing that you'd be interested in. Oh look, we're here. He said in somewhat relieved voice. The group saw a bunch of guys hide from them. Most likely the guys Naruto beat up on their first day. All the rest were angry at him for having 3 hot girls all around him. He laughed at their pain. When they got to class they sat in their chairs. Naruto still thinking. Everyone in this class might be spiritual aware by the end of the year if he stays here. So he can't. NaruHarem and Chad would be first. Totsuki next. Ichigo's power will grow because of him, not a bad thing Naruto hoped. Then there was this other guy who Naruto could tell was spiritual aware. He was fairly strong. Strong enough to make Naruto actually look at him if he attacked. But nothing more than that. But he seemed to have more control of his power than Ichigo has. Ichigo's spirit energy is like an overflowing river. This guy was calm. But Naruto didn't care. He still had to find Yoruichi and apologize to her. He was going to find her this time. Then Ichigo walked in. A little different than his normal tough guy attitude. "Hey NaruHarem, how you doing?" he said nicely. The red flag went off in Naruto's head. Ichigo nice. That didn't add up at all. Great. She yelled. But worried about Ichigo, Naruto could tell from her body language. I mean, it's not every day that Ichigo is willingly nice. That's great. Hey Naruto, Rukia, Nelchad. How about you guys? Hey, what about us? One of Ichigo's other friends yelled. Oh yay, how are you two doing? He asked. Naruto thought about it. Even though he hasn't known him for very long, Naruto could tell that Ichigo wasn't normally nice to anybody. His tough guy act was just that. An act, he was hiding something. But it was not his place to pry into the kid's life. Why is Ichigo being so nice today? NaruHarem asked. Nell was wondering that herself. Itsuki looked like she thought of something. Hey, what day is it? She asked. June 17th. Why? Chizuru answered and asked. Oh, that explains it. She said out loud. That explains what? Naruto asked, opening his book. Oh, nothing. That nothing said everything to nothing. Nothing says a lot more than everything to Tsuki. He said to her, not looking up. Yeah, it does. She finished. Naruto and Nell walk with Totsuki and NaruHarem to their apartment. Rain clouds threatened to pour on them. Naruto had them move faster before they got drenched in the storm. Both Naruto and Nell could feel a hollow. A somewhat strong one going by normal standards. But Naruto felt Ichigo's spirit energy in the area. He'll deal with it. They made it home right before it started to rain. Personal, Naruto liked the rain. It was something that didn't happen in Hueco Mundo. Itsuki, why was Ichigo so nice today? Nell asked. Itsuki had a thoughtful look on her face. Well, it started on June 17th, on a raining day like this. When Ichigo and his family lost their mother. Totsuki began her story of what she knew about Ichigo. How Ichigo was a former crybaby. Who he couldn't fight worth a damn. But most of all. How he blames himself for his mother's death on a raining day like this one. On June 17th. Naruto thought about it. Idiot. Naruto said out loud. He blames himself for something he thinks he caused. Thinking like that will make him depressed. The other girls looked at Naruto. Come to think of it. What are your stories, Naruto? Nell. Totsuki asked. I mean, you just drop out of the blue. And no one knows a thing about you too. Totsuki finished. Naruto thought about that. He knew this would come up. So he had thought about a lie for the both of them. He inwardly smiled. Well, our parents were friends when they were our age. Both of our parents were. They got married, had us, and we were friends since 5 years old. We grew up together. Naruto looked sad and sighed. Then, when we were 13, we were in a car crash with a drunk driver. Our parents were killed, leaving us behind. But we stuck together to get over our loss. And together we managed to. He told them a lie. A rather convincing one. Both NaruHarem and Totsuki cried for them. It was sad to tell a lie to both Totsuki and Nell. But it was better than the truth that they had. It was the week soon, so he had time to find Yoruichi. He would search for her then. But for now, he would enjoy the special dinner that NaruHarem made just for today. Although, everyone would consider it special if they weren't used to it. The following weekend Naruto went on the hunt for Yoruichi. Wanting to say he was sorry for what he did to her. He would always regret his bloody past. But there was nothing to do about it. It was set in stone and nothing could change it. He followed her spirit energy. It was hard to follow. She was good at hiding it. Add that to the fact he always sucked at stuff like this and you have a hell of a problem finding her. Then let's add that he is in his spirit form, so he is at risk of being spotted by the Soul Society place. Just one problem after another. He sighed. He knew this wasn't going to be easy. But he sure as hell didn't think it was going to be so hard. Naruto had just about given up when he felt her spirit energy spike for a moment. Most likely from transforming into her human form. Not wanting to waste his opportunity, he honed in on the place where he felt it. He came to a warehouse near the edge of the city. Seemed to be abandoned for some time now. He went inside to search for her, not wanting to waste this chance. He walked in and found nothing and no one. He was sure that she was here. Then what looked like a big trapdoor opened up. Naruto looked at it with a hint of suspicion. I mean, it's not every day that a door opens up near you in a place that screams danger. Regardless, Naruto went in. What he found surprised him. It was the training field that Kitsukage has. Greetings, Naruto. Naruto heard Yoruichi's voice. I thought you'd come. His voice didn't sound angry or hateful. It was full of, and her smirk, evil intentions. But not real evil. The kind of evil a woman is capable of when she is not about to kill you. Now then, are you ready? She said with as much evil as she could. As about 8 other strange-looking people came into his view. One with a very creepy smile. With Nell. That's strange. Nell said out loud. What is? NaruHarem asked. Well, I just thought that Naruto was in trouble, but it must be my imagination. She said, getting back to her dinner. happily eating with NaruHarem. Back with Naruto. All around Naruto was the bodies of the beaten up people that were the wizard. Or so Naruto thought. Naruto had beaten all of them. But they were thought. Yoruichi hopped down to him. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Yoruichi walked up to him. Bang. Naruto was on the floor holding his groin in pain. While Yoruichi was hopping around holding her foot. That hurt. Yoruichi yelled. That's my line. Naruto said rolling around. What the hell did I just kicked? She yelled. Naruto managed to smile as he smiled. My balls of steel. Naruto and Yoruichi laughed a bit. After a time of healing needed for both of them. Naruto sat next to Yoruichi on a rock. I am really sorry, Yoruichi. I knew my bloody past would come back to haunt me. He got on his hands and knees next to her and placed his head on the ground. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. She looked at him. He was apologizing wholeheartedly. She could feel the regret come off him. She tapped him on the shoulder to get up. He did. She then hugged him. Me kicking you in the groin, what my way of saying, apology accepted. Naruto sighed in relief. I hope I don't have to say I'm sorry again. He thought to himself. 1 week later. It had been a week since Yoruichi had forgiven him. Good thing too. He couldn't take any more hits to his manhood. Hinata and NaruHarem have gotten closer, so that was good. No also got a new trick up his sleeve. Always nice thing to have. It had been quiet for the most part. Nothing bothering him or Nell. Only low-level hollows coming out to play with Ichigo. He was walking alone, thinking about what the Soul Reapers could be up to. Nell is with NaruHarem and Tatsuki. As well as Chizuru cleaning up a mess. Chizuru has been out of heat, as Tatsuki called it, since his little talk with her. If she wishes to make advances at NaruHarem, he'd let her. No harm in it. He was about to walk in the apartment building when the wind shifted. He had caught the scent of something. Hollow bait. He said out loud. He ran into his room, stabbed himself with a little dagger to get out of his gigai. He hoped in the air and looked around. Many hollows. A lot more than any little hollow bait canister would lure out. All around he felt hollows. But, he felt Ichigo and a few others fighting them off. But his thoughts ended when he felt a few others behind him. They had the same type of energy as Nell and as Tia. He turned around and saw 6 men. The first one that was the strongest was a pale white skin ranker. Short, with black hair. The next one looked kind of stupid in his opinion. He had what he thought looked like a fan behind his head. Almost looked like a pirate himself. He was the second strongest of the group. But most likely the dumbest. Next one was similar to the last and only partly weaker than him. He had a bone jaw on the side of his mouth with light blue hair. Nothing other than that really jumped out at Naruto. Next up was a black ranker with what looked a bone mask fragment around his neck. Weaker than the one before but not the weakest. The second to last made him sneer. This ranker had pink hair. Neff said. The last one was the weakest of them all. A very big ranker that made bodybuilders look like pansies. He had a jaw-like masked fragment around his neck. But was by far the weakest in the group. Well, now what can I do for 6 rankers today? Naruto asked politely. Greetings, White Fox. My name is Ulquiorra Schiffer. We would be honored if you would join us back to Wakomundo for a short time. The pale one asked Naruto. Naruto looked at Ulquiorra. I assume that you're the leader. Seeing as you're the smart one. Naruto commented. Well, I'm afraid I must decline. Naruto pointed behind him. Some of our less than civil brethren are attacking the city right now. So I'll deal with them first. Naruto told them. But why do you want me to come with you anyway? Naruto raised an eyebrow. We wish for you to come with us now. We have someone who would like to spec with you, White Fox. The pale ranker said again. This is the guy we were told to find. This guy doesn't look too tough. One of them said. It was the annoying looking one. The one with the eye patch. And none of you look like you can put a scratch on me. So what's your point? Naruto retorted. There. That's it. He dies now. Naruto looked at the eye patch one like he was crazy. Natora, be careful if you wish to fight the White Fox. Ulquiorra told the guy. He continued to smile. I am Natora Jiruga. I am the 5th Espada. He drew his double crescent moon long Zanpakuto. Now prepare to die. Why do all bad guys say that right before they fight a guy and then get their ass beat? Naruto said from behind the group. Natora was now 1 arm short. You asshole. He charged at Naruto with his good arm. Such a pathetic being you are, at least you can fall to the group with what little dignity you have before you attacked me. Naruto cut him again. Almost in half. He would live to fight another day. The guy with light blue hair attacked next. Naruto blocked his sword strike with his arm. And with one massive punch Naruto sent the ranker flying. Came at me again when you're stronger than you are now. He told the man. Next up was the black guy. He was fast compared to all others he has faced aside from Retsu and the old man. The guy made 4 copies of himself. But Naruto was not impressed. Compared to him, this guy was slow. One good hard punch to the skull and he flew to the ground. The next one was the pink one. I don't want to play with you. He even pulled out his blade and nearly cut the pink one in half. I hate you hair color. It reminds me of the reason I became a hollow. Naruto said to the bleeding Aranker. The big guy was next. He tried to punch Naruto with his massive fist. Naruto didn't even bother to move. As the attack was stopped a few feet away from Naruto himself. Ulquiorra was integer. He felt a massive amount of spirit energy all around the blonde. He was thinking about what the white fox just did. Like it, big guy? I call it steel air. Needs a better name. But it's like the Aranker steel skin just applied to the air around me. I tell you this because none of you could make it. The amount of spirit energy needed to sustain this for any amount of time is above what any of you can do. Naruto explained. Then Naruto chopped off the right arm of the Aranker. HHHH. You asshole. We're leaving. The pale one said to the others. This is no point to fight the white fox. If we do, we are dead. We will meet again, Naruto Uzumaki. Before you go, Ulquiorra. Tell whoever you master is, next time, come himself. Naruto threatened. Ulquiorra Sanito along with the rest of the Aranker. Naruto looked around. He saw a Jillian. He was more annoyed than scared. He was annoyed because even though he left out some of his power, hollows were still coming. Meaning one of two things. 1. He hasn't let out enough power to scare them. Or 2. Something is controlling the hollows. Like the Aranker maybe. He would have to solidify his power over all hollows sooner or later to prevent this from happening ever again. But for now, Naruto Sanito to the place where he felt spiritual pressure. It was Ichigo's and some other guys. When he got a good look at him, he was somewhat surprised but not really. But what he was really surprised at was Ichigo's plan of dealing with the Jillian. He face faulted. But the sadder thing. Sadder than Ichigo's plan. What the simple 3-word sentence that was all too true. I was worse. Naruto said to himself. He almost cried when he admitted it. But he was brought out of his musings when he felt Ichigo's spiritual pressure spike. Impressive. Then the Jillian was cut from head to toe. Most impressive. The Jillian started to retreat. Oh no you don't. Naruto Sanito right in its face. No, don't get to come here and just leave because you want to. Naruto instantly destroyed the Jillian. Then repaired the hole in the sky. Although that took him a little time. He landed near Ichigo and the other guy as he never really got the kid's name. Hey Ichigo. How is it that a shitload of hollows all at once decided to come out and play tag with you? Naruto asked in a calm manner. Did you funk up again? Naruto joked. Hey. It's not my fault it was Ichigo all of the sudden fell to the floor. His spiritual pressure going berserk. Naruto knew the kid was done unless someone helped him. Before he could, the kid next to him started to collect his spirit energy and started shooting it into the air. Naruto just watched as Ichigo's power started to stabilize. He was intrigued. He knew this kid was in their class. And spiritual aware, but he neither Soul Reaper or Hollow. Nor was his powers. When Ichigo's powers started to settle, Naruto approached him. I know we're in the same class, but I never did catch your name. Naruto asked civilly. He pushed up his glasses and said. I am Urashida. He said. Oh, now I remember. You were number 1 today in the test results. Right? Naruto asked. Yes. But I am no friend to you, Soul Reaper. I hate Soul Reapers. He told him. Wow, we can be great friends. I hate Soul Reapers too. Naruto told him. This got Ryu to tilt his head. But. Zanpakuto. Don't bother trying to figure it out. You are far too young to even tempt such a thing. For now, I'll look after Wonder Boy. You should go home. Get your wounds tended too. Naruto put Ichigo over his shoulder and headed off to Kisuke's place. It didn't take long to get there. Rukia looked at him with fear in her eyes. She had never seen anyone aside from a captain destroy a Jillian before. Oh, don't look so shocked. That Jillian was nothing. It was still eating low-level hollows, so it was a newborn. He told her. I told you before. I have defeated things with more power than most beings in this world and the next. Now do you believe me? Naruto said a little playfully. And Rukia, no need to look at me with fear. I'm your friend. He gave his foxy smile. And I'll protect you as such. I may have been a little quiet, but I'm friendly. He said. Naruto. Naruto was soon being hugged by Nell. She was giving him the pleasant hug of doom. Nell can't breathe. Dying Naruto soon passed out from lack of oxygen. After Naruto came to, he saw Chad and NaruHarem next to him. I thought that you two would come around and be spiritual aware. Naruto said out loud. You two are powerful for just becoming part of this world. Not surprising. Naruto said to them. You knew? Chad asked. Yes. You hang out with me and Ichigo almost daily. It wouldn't have been a problem if Ichigo wasn't attacked one night by a hollow. But that's the breaks. When I also came along and you hung out with me, my spirit energy that leaks from me went into those around me. But you, having a run-in with a hollow before, absorbed more of it than most. He told Chad. As for you Orihim. Me and Nell live right next to you and we hang out every day. It was only a matter of time before your powerful came to the surface. He told her. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got you two into this. He said to them. No need to say you're sorry Naruto. Orihim told him. That's right. This would have happened with or without you. But it's better with you here. Chad said. Thanks. How's Wonder Boy? Naruto asked. Ichigo is doing fine. For now. He'll make it. Thanks to Ryu. Naruto heard the male voice of Yoruichi. I see. Naruto thought about his little encounter with the Arankers. Someone was differently controlling the hollows other than him. He could accept one maybe two perfect Arankers. But not 7 or so. He got up. You guys should go home. Things are about to get ugly and you two will be thrown in the middle of it. I suggest you go home and get some sleep. It will be for the best. Nell, walk Orihim home. He said to them. Nell nodded before he left. Naruto followed Yoruichi into Kisuke's training area. Have you been working on your new trick? She asked. Yes. I have. He was now behind her. What he did was neither Sanito nor Flash Step. I call it Ekmfurasu or Echo Flash. It's faster than Sanito or Flash Step combined. And is silent. Unlike Sanito. Also twice the range as either of them. Making it the best instant movement. He explained to her. Echo Flash, nice. Can anyone learn it? She asked. No, not anyone. I could teach it to those Vizard guys I beat up in Nell. But only because they have Soul Reaper and Hollow powers. The Vizard can only use it when they have the mask on. Nell could use it whenever. But it would take a lot out of her as of now. She is still not at full power. I'm amazed myself. He said. I expected her to be at full power by now. Either she hasn't recovered as fast as I thought she would or she has more power than I thought. He shrugged. Yoruichi looked surprised. You serious? I mean, she's almost as strong as me. And almost as fast. And you're saying she's not at full power? Yoruichi's eyes widened at that thought. Yes, it would seem. But I'm not surprised. He said, blocking another one of her attacks. Why not? She asked. Because anyone and everyone near me will get stronger slowly but surely. Even you. Anyone who was spiritual aware how was near me will naturally get stronger. And Nell was near me, hell, she was piggyback on me for 100 or so years. At full power, she'd probably give 3 of those captains a run for their money. At once. He summarized. I see. She tried to hit his face. But he blocked it. What about me? Will I get stronger? She asked a little sly-like. Yes. Even though we have only known each other for about 2 or so mouths, you have been a close proximity to me for the time. So you will get stronger. Even Wonder Boy, Orihim and Chad will get stronger. Naruto's eyes widened. Sorry, we have to cut this short. Naruto said to her as he did an echo flash. Yoruichi just looked at where he was. I so need to learn that. She said. He might just be the god of Flash to go with the goddess of Flash. She said to herself. But Naruto after Ichigo got his ass beat. Naruto appeared in a flash. He instantly noticed 2 things. 1, both Wonder Boy and Uryu were down for the count. He looked away from them to see Rukia standing with the silent captain or the stick up the ass captain and the redhead vice captain. Hello Rukia, stick up the ass captain, short-tempered vice captain. How can I help you while you are in my part of the human world? Naruto asked. To their credit, neither one flinched or even showed signs of running away like a little bitch. This does not concern you Hollow. The silent one spoke first. That's right. This is official Soul Reaper business. The redhead said. You're weaker. Naruto stated. And it does concern me. Rukia is a friend of mine. As well as a friend of Wonder Boy over there. So your official Soul Reaper business just became my business. Naruto told them. The 2 of them began to sweat. The redhead more than the captain. Naruto began thinking. Too many things didn't add up. Let them go Naruto. Naruto heard his inner voice. Why? Naruto asked. A stronger one of these 2 is blinded by the glasses one's power. And I doubt that he knows. His inner voice told him. Then. An old saying in this world and the one you came from. There is a fox guarding the hen house. I see. Naruto took what he heard to heart. He should have killed the glasses guy then. But he would wait. I suggest you go. Before I decide to stop you. He told them. You're letting us go? The short-tempered one looked shocked. Why? I have my reasons. Reasons you wouldn't understand. But Naruto held up one finger. Don't get comfortable. I'm sure Wonder Boy will come for her. He pointed to Rukia. Because that's just the type of person he is. Then he'll die. The captain stated. I don't know so. I know that he will beat both of you. He will save Rukia. And he will live to talk about it. Not that he will talk about it. He told them. What makes you think he will? Hollow. The redhead said. Naruto sighed. I already told you. I am not a hollow. As for how I know. Because that's what I would have done in his place. Naruto swung Ichigo over his shoulder. And did the same with Uryu. This young one is a lot like me. He will come for her when he is ready. And just because I know it's going to be fun. I'm going to come along with Nell. She needs to get some real fight time under her belt. Naruto smiled at the two Soul Reapers' discomfort. I look forward to our visit to the Soul Society. I can't wait. Naruto used Echo Flash to leave the three to their thoughts. Captain, do you think he will come to the Soul Society? The young redhead asked. Let's go Rukia. He didn't bother answering. As they both know that the blonde would make good on his word. With Naruto. Naruto had put both of the injured boys on the ground. Think you can heal them? He asked Kitsukage. Oh, but how can I do that? I'm but a simple candy store owner. He brought out his van. Naruto gave him a blank look. Yes, I can fix him up. But he has lost his Soul Reaper powers. That is what the fix him part is. I'm sure you can fix that too. As for me and Nell. We need to train. Well, Nell more so than me. We're going to the Wizard place. She needs to train with captains again. And Yoruichi will be busy with the others. So yay. He said. Well, how would you get them to train with you? Kitsukage asked. Naruto gave an evil smile. Oh, I have my ways. His evil smile became more evil. In the warehouse district. What are we doing here, Naruto? Nell asked. Oh, just watch my beautiful centaur. Naruto cleared his mouth. I am here once again to beat up on Soul Reaper Reject's ass. If you do not comply, I will have to come in and hunt for you in your shiny shack you call a home. Naruto finished. Nell looked Naruto with a lost look on her face. 3, 2, 1 Naruto counted down. The long metal door swung open. Violently. What did you say, you motherfunker? Some short blonde-haired girl yelled. Oh, so the short-tempered little girl of the group has come to greet us. Did you get the short end of the stick today? Naruto smiled as the short one's face got all red. Hi. Nell yelled out. I'm Neliel Tuadershvink. Nell for short. Nice to meet you. When the others came, not one of them looked happy to see him again. All he did was smile. Hello. Mind if we stay here for a while? Naruto forced his way in. Much to the sneering of most of the occupants. Nell just looked at Naruto in her normal expression. Naruto, did you poke the hornet's nest? She asked. Not really getting the human saying. But for some reason, fits so well here. Soul Society. He didn't attack you? The head captain asked the 6th Division captain. Yes. That's right. He came, picked up the human boys and left us. He started. However, he did say one thing before he left. The head captain looked at him. And that being. He was fearful on the inside. That the boy will come to save the fugitive. And he will come too. Along with someone he calls Nell. One of the captain's eyes widened. One can only assume that it is the green-haired woman we saw with him. The glasses captain's eyes widened again. Thank you for your report. I want everyone on high alert. I don't want this hollow to get the jump on us again. Report any suspicion of hollow activity in the Soul Society. I want this hollow killed. And so does Central 46. Dismissed. Captain Retsuwid a moment. All of the other captains left. The head captain spoke with the 4th Division captain. I understand that you might hesitate because of the images the hollow showed you. I want you to know that those can easily be faked. Do not be fooled by it. He is a hollow. Plain and simple. No matter how much he looks human, no matter how many times he says he is sorry for what he has done, he is a hollow to the core. Now and forever. Until we deal with him. I want you to think on this. You are dismissed. He finished. She nodded and left. Yamamoto had hoped that whatever she does, she doesn't help the hollow because she might feel sorry for it. As for Retsu, she just doesn't know what to think anymore. At first she thought that Naruto's words didn't have any truth to them when it came to the corrupt part. But now she might think that he might be right. Even though she would follow orders, is she just following the ones who follow the corrupt? She just didn't know. As for Captain Commander Yamamoto, he was thinking something else. We shall finish our battle, Naruto Uzumaki, and I will finally lay to rest my friends that you have killed. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments section how was the story, and also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.